Dylan Dave showed us Gasoline Alley, so let's walk further into the garages, and it seems appropriate that the P1 garage position belongs to the guy that's been here the longest, the four-time winner, who's also won as a car owner as well, A.J. Foyt, and the Foyt Racing team is back. Fastest they've been. Best cars that they've had in over 20 years. Robbie Gordon was the last to start as high up as Santino Ferrucci will today from the fourth position. Benjamin Peterson, the other driver, is the fastest rookie ever, faster than Tony Stewart in 1996. The cars are quick, and it's also been an emotional time. AJ's wife of nearly 68 years, Lucy, passed away this spring. AJ wasn't certain if he wanted to come, but decided this would be the best medicine, and oh, how great it's been to see a smile on his face with fast race cars. As we go to the Peacock Pit Box, Marty Snyder, what a story would be if A.J. Foyt is back in victory lane.
Boy, Kevin, that would be a very popular win. We appreciate it. Welcome to the Peacock Pit Box.
There he is, Will Power, driver of the Verizon Chevy for Team Penske. Let's keep his team theme going with Kevin Lee. Kev?
So we're back in the bus lot, and I thought this was appropriate to have one of the bus bros on, the YouTube sensation with Joseph Newgarden and his teammate Scott McLaughlin. So let's go behind the ropes a little bit. What is it like back this month when you guys basically, the people you're competing with, you're living for 3 weeks?
Honestly, Kevin, it's amazing. We get to live here for pretty much a whole month. I mean, you're seeing our home. What a beautiful home that Roger has here, and it's a treat. I think this is one of the most special events of the year because we get to live here, and I think it's what's unique to IndyCar is the camaraderie that we have amongst this group. You know, when the race starts, look, it's every driver for himself, it's every team for themselves, but outside of the track, and I think a little bit on the track because of the nature of the way we drive on an oval like this at 240 miles per hour, there is just a respect that has to be there, and I think you see that amongst this group, and very, very unique to this paddock.
Let's talk about the race. It's the last 3 years have not gone as well as Team Penske would like. You mentioned that we lost our way a little bit in 20, and it's gotten better each year. Where are you this year in the ability to go from mid-pack to win the race?
I feel really good, honestly. I think we were pretty solid in the race last year. You know, we had a pit stop problem in the middle of the race that really derailed our progress forward. But I think we're going to have, a similar trajectory today. I think that, if we can just march forward every stint, then we can be there at the end and in that fight for that final group. And that's what it's going to take. You got to put yourself in position and have a fast car. And I think in race trim, we have a super fast shell car. I'm so excited to drive this livery. I think it looks beautiful. I've got a lot of good compliments on it. And obviously, we're carrying a really cool message with Shell, running renewable race fuel across the entire field. So I'm happy to carry those colors. And then, with Team Chevy and what they brought, I feel confident that at the end of this race, I think we can get the job done.
We are 3 hours away from race time. You're suited. I was going to say booted, but he's not actually booted. This is a Bus Bros tradition, so we're going to get a look there as well. So what is the next 3 hours like preparing for your biggest day of the year that can put your life?
It's pretty relaxed, actually. I've been, inside just hanging out. My family just arrived, which is great. I've got my young son here and my wife and the rest of my family and my mom, dad. So it's very relaxed. I think it's the way it should be. You should feel like this is any other day. It's obviously not. It's the Indy 500. It's impossible to not feel the pressure, but I think you try and treat it like a normal day and just go and do what's natural to you, and that's really what we're doing. We're trying to hang out and relax and get ready for the biggest show.
Hard to believe this young man is set for his 12th Indianapolis 500. Team Penske's Joseph Newgarden. Marty?
That's an important point, Kevin. Hinch, not that they need a reminder, but when you walk into the IndyCar side...
That was last year in the Indianapolis 500. Now to Kevin with his teammate.
Yeah, here's the aforementioned Alexander Rossi, who won this race, the 100th Indianapolis 500, on his first try. Does that almost seem like it's out of order? It was new. You didn't really know what was going on. I'm sure now you would appreciate it so much more. How much does that drive you to get another one?
You're absolutely right. I think coming in 2016, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know fully what the magnitude of this race is. Every year since then, my appreciation for the Indy 500 and this track and the people that are here just exponentially goes up, and your desire to win increases with that, and you also know you have a limited amount of opportunities, especially in a good car. So I feel very fortunate this year with the cars that Arrow McLaren has put out. Chevrolet's brought some amazing power, and they also look great on track as well.
We saw your car there, and a lot of us love and appreciate the history, and McLaren is celebrating that, the 60th anniversary, and your paint scheme honors Johnny Rutherford, who we have with us. and you get to spend some time with Lone Star JR.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's amazing. McLaren's the only manufacturer that's won races in the Triple Crown, so Indy 500, Monaco, and Le Mans. So for us to be able to represent that, for me to be able to run Johnny's livery is really amazing. He's been kind of integrated in the team all month. He's a legend of the sport, and he's given us some good advice. So really hope to be able to do him proud today. And like I said, it's just an honor to be able to represent him and the legacy he has here.
McLaren looking for win number 3, Rutherford in 74 and 76. And Alexander Rossi, Marty, today has a good chance to get that done.
So, Hinch, let's talk about your buddy Alexander Rossi. First year with McLaren, but is he in a better position? Kevin Lee, many people think he does have that this afternoon.
Marty, here on row 2, there are a pair of fast and fearless 24-year-olds. And then you have the legend, Scott Dixon, still in his prime. He won this race 15 years ago, has been in the mix every year. Only A.J. Foyt has more IndyCar wins. He desperately wants number 2. Pato O'Ward finished second in this race last year. And then there's Santino Ferrucci, starting 4th for A.J. Foyt. Best starting position for a Foyt car in 22 years. He told me if I'm in a position like Pato, second going for the win on the last lap, it is full send to Dylan Welch.
Kevin, row 1, and most of row 2 is about...
Yep, really good things have happened so far, Kevin Lee, and we hope more today for Graham.
Pato O'Ward is walking down the main straightaway towards the yard of bricks, finished second in this race. 6th, 4th, and 2nd, only one place to go. All right, same situation as last year with a chance to go for the win on the last lap with an outside pass. What are you doing?
Well, you go for the other one and see if it works out.
How do you focus with all that's going on? You just walk through Gasoline Alley with throngs of people, so many commitments. How do you get ready to race?
This is just so cool, man. Like, it's just so freaking cool. I feel so grateful that I get to be a part of such a badass event, and, well, we're going to leave it all out there today.
Pato O'Ward, Marty, starts from the middle of row 2.
McLaren, Kevin.
Dylan, Team Penske has won this race 18 times, over 3 times more than anyone else, but the last 3 years have not been super strong. This year, Will Power's car here is their best starting position in the 4th row, so they need to get it going again to get number 19 for the captain. The other teammates start a row and 2 rows behind. Let's find Dale Jr. and Steve Letarte.
We're up here on the driver intro stage, standing right
First
next
was Alexander Rossi, now Pato O'Ward. Here's Kevin Lee with an update on Santino Ferrucci.
He's never started better than 15th, and he's gained 53 spots in his 4 previous 500s as A.J. Foyt watches on, up to 4th after he fell back a spot. Remember, Santino Ferrucci, 3 races, 3 different teams last year. He said he was fighting for his driving life. Now he's comfortable, and the race car, after some troubles on Carb Day, they got it addressed. He feels like he can win this race.
Longer as the other 2 are stuck in traffic now as we've caught up the tail end, Kevin.
The McLarens are getting great fuel mileage with Chevy. Pato O'Ward in and out. A COP change. A little bit of balance adjustment, Marty.
Yeah, we're lap 88. Kevin, I would expect the leaders, including Pato O'Ward, to come in maybe around lap 100. What are you hearing?
I think that's about right, and this works right into their favor. They're telling Pato, ride right behind Jack Harvey. This is saving you fuel, and you're still leading the race as long as Harvey can maintain a relative pace. Dylan.
Or Kevin, these guys wanted Newgarden to be right here, right now, in the top 5. They're exactly where they want to be.
Yeah, Joseph said with 50 to go, I want to be in the top 5, and he's been charging forward. I think the second stint might be one they look back as one that saved them. They were dealing with a vibration. He hung on, didn't lose any spots. The car is good now.
Kevin, the last 2 years have been frustrating, to say the least, for the driver of the Shell Chevy.
He's happy with it, Kevin.
Dave Connor Daly has moved forward 8 spots. He felt he had a good race car. He just told the team, we've got a really good car, fellas, trying to become the first Hoosier-born winner since Wilbur Shaw in 1940. Dylan.
That is why the pace has slowed down so much right now, Kevin.
Here comes Pato O'Ward. He's got to go around Benjamin Peterson's tires, but he's going to have an easy exit. He said, I need help with the rear. They contemplated front wing, but they're making a little bit of, I'm told, a rear wing adjustment. They can do that very slightly, and Pato O'Ward is back out in a little bit earlier this time. They've been running long on previous stints.
How much further A.J. Foyt Racing can go with Ferrucci, and here's the answer, Kevin.
And he was legit running 3rd behind Rosenquist. He said, I can pass him if you want me to. The car is awesome. The last A.J. Foyt car to finish in the top 5 here in 2000.
Well,
Talking about that, Kevin Lee. Pato Award's in 5th. He led 30 laps so far today. What's the story with the Mexican?
And they are not comfortable. Remember, they came in 3 to 5 laps early on the last stint, and there is big trouble.
Pato, just to keep you in the loop, we aren't filling. We don't know why. We need to maximize our fuel save right now. And when they're in the packs, you're currently still P6.
They're not getting full fills. They are short on fuel. They said if we still get a yellow, we can get back in it. But otherwise, they're going to need an extra stop on everybody else, most likely.
Absolutely. They just will not be able to stretch it. The gamblers and the bankers. These are the gamblers coming in, going to do it on 2 stops, Kevin. Pato Award leads the gambling bunch.
Well, this saves them. They had to have a yellow to be able to get back in play. But we've got 2 distinct strategies going on. So that black Arrow McLaren Chevrolet is in. A little bit slow on the right front. That's going to cost them some time, Marty.
Takuma Sato coming on pit road.
And how do we know that they're good on fuel, Kevin? Santino Ferrucci last lap, 219.1, pushing clean air. He is in good shape.
When I sat with him for about a half hour on Thursday, the confidence was overwhelming. He said, I think there's only 2 or 3 cars that are better than us. We legit can win this race. I don't think he's surprised he's up there. Keep in mind, this young man who's come close to winning an IndyCar race before, his best finish is 4th. He hasn't won a race of any kind since 2015 at an F3 type level.
Reunited with his old engineer, Michael Cannon.
Maybe 1 stop away from a win here at Indy, Marty.
Marcus Ericsson feels very good about the car, the team.
Lap count here, these top 6 drivers all need to pit, including Pato Award, who just came to pit lane. And remember, as Kevin reported earlier, they're having trouble packing fuel in that thing.
And they could have gone a little bit longer, but the plan was as soon as you catch some traffic, that's when we're going to peel off. They need to do fast laps. Everyone else is saving just a little bit. They can go as hard as they want to go.
You mentioned red flag wins. Kevin, what is it, maybe 3 Marcus Ericsson has when the race goes red flag at the end? Ericsson's awfully good.
There was a lot of confusion from different teams whether to shut the car off or not. In the number 5 Arrow McLaren's down. Zach Brown, the CEO of McLaren, is here. At one point, I know you guys were in trouble not getting a full fuel fill. How are you now essentially leading this race?
Team's done a great job. Yeah, we had a little bit of drama there, but that sorted itself out. So we're on a good set of tires and have all the fuel to get to the end. So it's going to be a bit of a dogfight, as Pato would say. And Alex there in effectively P4. So I think everyone's having a lot of fun. I'm not sure how much fun I'm having right now.
What do you think Pato might have learned from being in this exact same situation a year ago?
Well, with a couple of the same cars around them. So I think it's going to be exciting. These guys are all going to go for it, I'm sure, with 10-plus laps to go. So hopefully we can do one better than last year.
Thanks, Zach. By the way, Zach Brown had choices today. The biggest Formula One race in Monaco. He's here at the Indy 500, Dave.
All right, nobody, Kevin, maybe more aggressive on restarts than Alexander Rossi. We'll see how aggressive he's willing to be for a second 500.
I might think about Santino Ferrucci being just as aggressive as well. Larry Foyt is on the A.J. Foyt racing stand. First, before we get to your car, do you think the 3 in front that were off sequence might be able to stay out to the end and not need to pit?
I think they can make it. I mean, we think it's going to be super close, but I think they can make it. Obviously, they got a lot of laps on their tires, so it's going to be super interesting to see what happens here.
What a story that would be. That's Dreyer and Reinbold and Hukos Hollinger Racing taking up those 3 spots. What do you make of what Santino has done today?
Oh, he's driven a great race. I mean, the car's been fantastic. Crew was great. We had that small hiccup on the last stop, but it didn't cost us too much. But just so proud. The Homes for Our Troops car has been super fast. Sexton Properties just, man, you still don't know what can happen. This race gets crazy here at the end. It's going to be exciting.
There is a good chance for the best finish for A.J. Foyt Racing in this race in over 20 years today with Santino Ferrucci.
Championship. This guy has a lot of grit and determination, but so too Kevin Lee was the guy at the front.
And we saw the finish to last year's race when Pato Award chose to back out and finish second. He told me this week the only option I had trying to complete that pass was going into the wall. We didn't have the power to beat the Ganassis last year, so that was the smart thing to do. This year is a different story. The cars are better. The cars are quicker. If I have the chance this year, I'm going to go for it. Expect some lead swapping here and a fantastic finish.
As we mentioned on the pole, Kevin led laps earlier, but after that wreck on pit road, he's driven from 28th now to 5th.
Marty, A.J. Foyt's driver, Santino Ferrucci, who has never won a race, sits third. He's behind last year's Indy 500 winner, championship contender, a two-time champion in Joseph Newgarden. Let's listen into the 14 radio a few moments ago.
Great job, buddy. Great job. You're P3.
Yeah, copy. Let's see what they do, boys. I want to win this.
You got it, baby. Let's see.
And that's Larry Foyt, who later said, "You're my hero." What an awesome day so far. Santino told me this week the stars are aligning. And to Dale Jr.'s question, he said, when asked, where do you want to sit? I want to be second on the last lap. And Marty, he said, I guarantee you I am not lifting.
Marcus Ericsson trying to get another Indianapolis 500. His teammate Will Power comes in for a hug. Joseph Newgarden gets the 19th Berg Warner for his boss, Roger Penske, Kevin.
Marty, Marcus Ericsson almost became the first back-to-back winner of the Indianapolis 500 in 21 years. You were fired up, angry when you got out of the car. How do you process the finish to this one?
Nah, I just thought it was an unfair and dangerous end to the race. I don't think it was enough laps to do what we did. I think we've never done a restart out of the pits, and we don't get the tires up to temperature. And I think we did everything right today. I'm very proud of the number 8 crew and everyone in Chip Ganassi Racing. I think I did everything right behind the wheel. I did an awesome last restart. I think I caught Joseph completely off guard and got the gap and kept the lead into turn 1, which no one else had done all day. But, I just couldn't hold it on the back. I was flat, but I couldn't hold it. So, I'm proud of us. Congratulations to Joseph. He did everything right as well. So, he's a worthy champion, but I'm just very disappointed with the way that ended. I don't think that was fair.
You've experienced the ecstasy of winning this race. Is it just as painful to come that close and not win it?
Yeah, it is, because I feel like I feel like we did everything right. I feel like we won that race, and then it sort of got taken away from us. So that was, but it is what it is. The situation is what it is. I think I did everything right on that last restart. I think that was awesome, but it was just not enough today with what we had, so it's tough to swallow for sure.
What a run. Thank you, Marcus. To Dave.